What's up, everyone? It's Eric Skeldon. Wanted to do a special broadcast today. Man, just talking to, we're streaming into Facebook. What's up, YouTube, Facebook? And yeah, just talking about finance, a little bit of finance, what's happening in the global market, cryptocurrency, just some fun things. I'm an avid person that just loves the trends of technology, blockchain technology, what's happening in the crypto world, but then also the tech world. The tech world, a lot of it, blockchain technology, banking, a lot of it is starting to integrate, and it's pretty cool to see. God's bringing and releasing a lot of this heavenly technology so we can solve the Earth's problems, make things more efficient, make things flow better, stream better. And of course, with you know, with industries or the way things have always been done, it's difficult to create change because even though you have this new technology or this new thing that makes things easier, there's an old system. There's what's called an old guard that really kind of has to keep the railroads how the railroads work, keep the system how the system works, even if it's not as efficient or it's not as good, because that's the way the industry works. It's the way it's always been done. It's the way the industry works. It's what people are comfortable with. It's what people in power are used to. And it'll make, if everything changed, it would make these people not be in power, or make potentially a new guard kind of take over that whole thing. So you guys, let me know where you're tuning in from. It's Eric here in Orlando, Florida. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of dive into it. Crypto has been right now in like a lull. If you look at a good site to look at is coinmarketcap.com to really get some stats and to see what's happening. The market cap of the whole global crypto market is 2.79 trillion. So it's still, of course, a huge market cap. And something to think about. And when you're thinking about, this is in the stock market too. And again, you guys, this is not financial advice. This is speaking just from my own personal opinion and just what I do. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't recommend investments or anything like that. This is just kind of talking about the world of finance, crypto, and just having fun for entertainment purposes. So, there's a quote that says, and put this down in the comments, or if you see this on YouTube, is be fearful when others are being greedy, and be greedy when others are being fearful. If you look at, take you back to November, right? As Trump got elected, things started booming. There was a lot of what they called the Trump bump. There was a lot of coins that were already pre-priced in to everything. I mean, Tesla shot up because, of course, Elon was, in good with the government, which he's doing all this stuff with Doge now. Um, a lot of the coins that were kind of getting in with the White House, like SUI, SUI, XRP, some of these coins started really blowing up. Solana, ETH, some of that stuff, Bitcoin, of course. With because Trump campaigned on a Bitcoin strategic reserve that the government already was one of the top holders of Bitcoin, but they were going to start acquiring more to pay off our debt. There was things Trump was saying like, "Hey, we're going to pay off our $1 trillion debt with some Bitcoin in 5 years, 10 years." Anyways, there was just a lot of that, and then we'll get into more of the Trump family and how big that they are involved in the crypto world as well now, which the whole family kind of incentivize the U.S. government because they are the head of kind of the government. Trump and his kids, obviously they have, they listened, he listens to his sons, just like any dad would, about what's happening, trending in technology in the future of blockchain and all that. Anyways, so going on, the Trump bump really happened in November and December and even January, all the way leading up to the inauguration. So there's a whole idea. So right here you can look at the market cap right here, but you can look up, it says discover our fear and greed index. This is a powerful tool that analyzes market sentiment to help you make informed crypto investment decisions, stay ahead of market trends with real time. But in general, and this is general role is, if you look back, we go back to December, Bitcoin was 95,000. You go to January, you see as it's leading up to um, leading up to the November January 20th. I was out in DC January 20th. It was um 88 billion in volume, guys. 88 billion in volume on January 20th. I was on inauguration. It was over 100,000. Kept going, kept rallying, and then after that, there was this kind of a sell off in February. And in February, also, um, there was yeah, and March kind of really hit for me. It really hit a bottom. I mean, last month, February and March hit a kind of a bottom of just there was this extreme fear. The markets and meme coins were down 90%. A lot of the altcoins are down like 50%. I mean, shoot, even Tesla was down 50%. You know, Elon Musk's wealth was down like half. And he's like, man, I'm just focused. I'm sleeping on government buildings, slashing, waste. And the government is like, my net worth is down half. He's like, it's going to come back, blah, blah. So, I mean, he's still staying positive. But yeah, that must not feel good if you were like, I mean, I guess if you're a billionaire, anything over a billionaire, over 1 billion, I mean, you can't really get your lifestyle that much better when you have a billion compared to 2 billion. So I guess having 50 billion and going to like, I don't know, or whatever he was at 90 billion and going to like 40 billion, I mean, your lifestyle is not really going to change. I think he's already downsized and lives like he tries to live super frugal anyways. Um, After owning a ton of houses and finding out it was just he didn't like it, all that stuff. Anyways, another cool thing to look at is it's not an altcoin season right now. It's literally the index is like 16 out of 100 on the trending whether Bitcoin's favored versus altcoins, which means altcoins. And this is how I look at it. Like I said, this is just how I look at it. For me, that's I like buying altcoins during this time right now, when it's right here and accumulating, doing something like dollar cost averaging. Put DCA in the comments. Dollar cost averaging is where you're buying the XLM, you're buying maybe SUI, you're buying some of these meme coins that are 90% down that still have strong communities that are still tens of thousands of people that love it, and you want to you believe through the community through whatever the coin. It's all these a lot of these coins are about belief, and it's about community, it's about energy, and obviously the people all around the world getting behind some of these currencies. It's literally just a coin and marketing energy. People put money in them, they believe in them, it goes up based on that, which is kind of like everything. It's like your offer, your product. If you're an internet marketer, it goes up if you have enough people who love your service and you market it a lot. But um, when you look at this is kind of what we're seeing. And right now, April to me is a make or break season to see if we are gonna, there, the past, I guess you would say the 4-year cycles, these 4-year cycles that we've kind of been seeing. It seems like it's kind of shifting from just the normal 4-year cycles. We're seeing different trends and different things where we're supposed to see some huge bull market. I think obviously the tariffs with Canada, the European Unions, all these tariffs and all this global fear, just with slashing, I don't know, everything slash fear about just even world wars. We got Israel, and Hamas wars, global wars right now that we're involved with funding. Some of the wars we've historically given billions to Ukraine to fight Russia, and now there's the whole sentiments. Oh, we're trying to make a peace deal, so we're more friendly with Russia. And we're trying to do that. So there's just so much uncertainty to the world, so that makes people will rather just hold their cash, hold their fiat. Which if you would have known this back in December, January, holding cash to get to this point, selling in December, January would have been, looking obviously historically would have been the smartest thing to do. But hindsight is 2020. It's always like that when buying and trying to predict markets. You really can't just predict the market. Obviously, you could look at the signs. For me, it's I'm down very bad in my meme coins and my altcoins, which it is what it is. It's part of the process. But let me go to Trump coin. So Trump and Melania. I'm still blaming Melania at this point right now, but Trump and Melania launched their own coin. It's still at $10.50. It's still Wow, still 449 million in volume. That is crazy. Even during a bad market right now. 2 billion market cap. So he has a 2 billion market cap coin. Trump does. Binance is where the most you can see the orders on the markets. Binance had 94 million in orders in these past 24 hours. That's pretty wild. Here's all the other ones. So it's pretty crazy. And then so you had that one, then you had Melania. So they launched a day or two before, my wife and I were flying out to DC to go to some, the inauguration and some of the balls and stuff, and it was just wild. But honestly, when they launched this coins, that looking back, that was like that was like the top signal that I don't know how I didn't see, like, or how a lot of us didn't see that that was a top signal for crypto when the president and his wife are launching $1 billion, which now hers got up to like $5 billion market cap. Now it's at 319 million. Still does 15 million a day in volume, which is pretty crazy. I mean, there's literally this is a meme coin, so there's literally no utility, no anything except just do you like? Is there enough people in the world that like obviously Trump, which of course his everyone loves, and then she's the first lady, so that's a lot of weight too. So there's still of course people who are going to like Melania for meme and for just fun purposes and nostalgic purposes. I want to hold a coin, and they've officially I guess the big deal about them launching their own meme coins, they've kind of made it in the crypto world, they've kind of made it what we would call like people are literally like, it's crime season in crypto right now because there was a guy, Gary Gensler, who was the former SEC chair, and he made sure people couldn't launch coins that were like that, like the Trump coins, celebrity coins. Like you could do it, and obviously, if you did it in the right thing, it was utility or it was a meme. Like there was ways to do it, but it was just a lot more regulated under the Biden administration, or not regulated, but just like enforced to where it's like people knew don't do it because you could possibly go to jail, get in trouble with the SEC for this could be considered security. Now you have the president right before they go into office, which he's even tweeted and promoted Trump coin after being in office, but which there was a lot of speculation whether he would promote it even after getting in office, and he's promoted a few times on his social media platform. So, anyways, it set a precedent that was never before seen. And after Trump launched, the Melania launched, there was other nations. There was nations like Cuba, and there was a lot of even scams. People would hack like the head of Brazil and launch a coin, Brazil coin, and like there was just a lot of scams, a lot of things that have happened since then that were where it was really became an extraction market, meme coins and not like I would say not all meme coins, but people were launching like the celebrity or country. I don't know. They call them celebrity country coins. Like they were launching to just mass extract from the people, which is a net not good for the industry, not good for blockchain, not good for the crypto industry. So there was just a lot of things on top of the tariffs, on top of all that, to where right now it really has been a huge correction, huge pullback, which is the time when a lot of people are in fear in crypto. There's just been mass fear. I mean, it's even gotten as bad as there was like suicides over people who just lost everything. Like it got pretty bad, especially in like February, March. And so yeah, so what I was seeing is like that time is the time where you kind of do want to, for me, I like accumulating during that time or thinking about accumulating coins that you do see potential, and you see where the coins can go up. And so that's that's with that. Also with something that I've really been seeing the trend of lately is banking. Banking is now they're meeting right now about stablecoin act. The head of Bank of America, kind of show you guys. Bank of America wants to get into stable coins. Fidelity is, let me pull some of this up. Fidelity is going to let crypto do retirement. Just a lot of really, really interesting stuff kind of happening because now there's there's precedent, like I said, and now there's regulation. Now, Trump announced at the World Economic Forum that America is going to be the forefront, the center of crypto and AI. So they're doing all the AI funding, the best of AI here. Artificial intelligence, where it's has received the most fintech, or not fintech, but like VC funding. And then let me kind of show you guys what's happening in the banking world. And it's really just, a part of it is the bad and good. Here's the pros of it. The pros of it, now the big dogs, now that crypto regulation is happening, the big dogs that have, are holding all the money, the old guard, the people that were kind of hating on crypto are now like getting a front run to, put their power and weight and lobbying into it. Whereas crypto used to be like, this was for the people, this was for the decentralized to get away from the banks and to get our own money and our own currency and the unbanked. I mean, there's literally like one third of the world is unbanked by all the big banks. I mean, that's a real problem to solve. There's there's just a lot of problems, and for kingdom people, people who are we're following God, we're like, God, how do we impact this planet for good? How do we create solutions? I mean, with AI and crypto, blockchain, with the regulations that's happening, there really is a lot of opportunity for innovators, founders, and even investors to come together and create some of this change. And so that's what I'm kind of working on. And there's working with some really cool people in the industry to do some things in this space. So I can't really say much on it yet because it's not finalized, but there's just a lot of cool stuff happening in the industry to look out for and to pray about. But yeah, one of the big ones I just saw April 2nd updated. Fidelity lets investors direct invest in crypto through new IRA plan. I see a future where there really is, we have financial advisors. There's a whole industry of financial advisors that hate crypto because crypto wasn't regulated. They didn't make money on it, aka they didn't make money on it, so they won't tell you to buy crypto. But there's gonna be a whole new industry where you know through technology you're going to be able to get advising and trends into where the next 10 years, like for instance, if you would a dollar cost average into Bitcoin over the past 10 years, you'd be a millionaire. If you only put in $100 like a week, you would be a millionaire in the past 10 years. So there's just things like that, like even with Solana over the past, since Solana launched or even like started getting big over the past 3 years, if you would have dollar cost average into Solana, you would have, just done super, super well with Solana. Even things like AVAX, you would have done pretty well just getting in on AVAX and then dollar cost averaging during the low times and stuff. And of course, Bitcoin, the past 10 years since 2010. But this is just it's a whole new industry. So there's right now the head of Coinbase and all the big things. There was a crypto ball even happening while I was out there, January 20th. And then now they're meeting on, getting legislation happening. So it's all happening right now. Let me show you another one, which this is going to affect all of us here very soon. And for me, like I like being on the forefront of things. I've been in, the forefront of a Web3 decentralized stuff back in 2021. God gave me an idea. I raised my first capital and we built over a 7-figure brand in this world of Web3 decentralization. It's still a little bit too early for full Web3 decentralization. People still use iPhone apps, Android apps. So we're still like but there's still not as much adoption on, say, Solana and using D apps, which are decentralized apps. The people aren't using that as much, so it's still a ways to come. I was kind of a little too early back in 2021, which that's been my problem in entrepreneurship. Is sometimes I'm like 10 years ahead of time, 5 years ahead of time, but at the same time, you stick with something long enough, you're gonna be in the right timing eventually, especially when you're doing it with God and good advisors. Bank of America considers stablecoin launch. This was about a month ago. They were at this economic club speaking. Bank of America, I think Bank of America is already working with either XRP or XLM. The two banking ones that I like that are have some deals in banking and already have some clients in banking are XLM. You can write that down: XLM, XRP. I think they both have deals in traditional finance and the banking world. SUI too. SUI has been a really big one. SUI. that is doing a lot of big stuff. There's H bar. A lot of these are bigger ones. Bigger. They're already pretty big. So, some of these coins, because once they're so big, it's going to be harder for some of them to do what a lot of people that promote them will be like, oh, these coins are going to 10x and 100x, but they're already at like 5 billion. So for them to 100x, they're going to have to become 500 billion, which is very unlikely. For them 10x, it's like a 50 billion, which is, I mean, 10x on some of these coins, if they get the right deals with the government, with the big banks, some of these coins can definitely 10x. It could definitely happen. And so, yeah, so that's on that side. Banking, finance, God's doing some cool stuff in that space. I'm doing some consulting for a bank right now, or working on, kind of onboarding into helping do some stuff in the space. So be praying about that and that whole space. Let me see what else is going to show you. One cool thing too was I ended up getting to meet the founder of a coin called Beans. It was a meme coin. It was actually Bitcoin before Bitcoin. It was Bitcoin's older brother. It was in 1998, the first digital currency, the web's currency. I'm going to show you a little video on it. I am a holder, so full disclosure, I'm a holder of this coin. So I do like the coin. I like the community, and let me show you the story so you can kind of get a sense of it. And it's been cool because I got to meet the founder. We onboarded the founder, and now he's actually ideating on building video games and some stuff. So I'll kind of show you. This is a meme coin, a very low cap coin, so you can actually get a decent supply for a very little amount because it is what's called a low cap, which is it's like under $1 million. There's about 200K in liquidity, so you can buy and sell. This coin is already out there on the Solana market. So let me show you this one, Beans.
In 1998, Charles Cohen created Beans.com, a groundbreaking virtual currency predating Bitcoin. Users earned Beans by engaging online, from shopping to visiting websites. It was heralded as the web's currency, attracting investment from tech entrepreneurs like Michael Saylor and Larry Ellison. Fueled by creative marketing and a passionate team, Beans rapidly expanded to 15 offices globally and over 1 billion beans in circulation. Despite a promising start, Beans couldn't survive the dot-com crash. The once promising currency ceased trading in 2001, leaving behind a digital legacy until it was mentioned by Elon Musk in 2021, writing, "Beans, beans, the musical fruit, the more you eat, the more you toot." Fast forward to today, and Beans has been reborn as a meme coin on Solana. Run by a delusionally bullish community, holders have embraced Beans' quirky past, creating memes, videos, songs, and even web games. Original Beans founder Charles Cohen is amused by the revival and has joined the fun, helping the community steer Beans into its next chapter.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. The first, one of the first digital currencies, and just man, and so the real cool part was we got to meet Charles. This was the first video. I want to show you kind of a little bit about meme coins and how meme coins work. Like I said, right now the meme coin market is down very much, which is for the right ones, the good meme coins. I do believe the next bull run will bring some of these meme coins up. So I'm actually buying some of these meme coins, a good amount in dollar cost averaging, and some of these good meme coins. I'll share a few of them that I've seen out there that they're lower than all these big banking ones that are doing all the big deals with the government. But these are coins that are, for me, I see them as they're fun because they're community, they're memes, they're art, they're animation, they're just fun. But then they're also, you kind of build some connection and build some friendship. But for, some of them, I meet some really high level people. And I'll show you one where I just met, and how we met Charles. And we've got to do some interviews with Charles, which I think you can even see it on YouTube. One of my interviews I did with Charles, who raised $100 million from Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison is the billionaire who created Oracle, which is still one of the big software companies today. And then also Michael Saylor, which is now the top holder of Bitcoin. He owns 2.3% of Bitcoin supply. They all invested in this first coin. So that was Charles. Charles, when he sent this message, it went super viral. It got like 1 million views that Charles is coming on board to Beans. This was like a fairly community launch thing. And then, for the founder of the original Beans to actually like appreciate it and stuff, it was pretty cool. The coin actually went all the way up to 40 million market cap. And it was a lot of fun. This was, like I said before, Melania coin, Trump coin, and all these others kind of crashed the whole meme market, tariffs, all the stuff. So the meme coin market has gone down like 90%. But I'm still holding beans, and I still am actually working with Charles, and as advisor and stuff for this coin. I want to show you some of the cool stuff and what I like about just the Web3 world in general, and even some of these coins is like these we have a like this website was built by the community. They've been creating video games, websites. So just to see how they hold this coin, anyone could buy it. The contract address is right there. You can kind of see, this art was created for free by the community. Charles Cohen, appreciate it. It's actually listed on the app. If you go to you copy and paste this and you go to Moonshot, you could download the Moonshot app. You could buy beans on Moonshot, Slingshot. I usually just buy it in Phantom Wallet. I put Sol from my Kraken or Crypto.com app. I send it to my Phantom Wallet through Solana, and then I put the CA in the swap, and I'll swap Solana for. But you'll see me actually. Yeah, you can go to beansmeme.com. Brooke, if you could put that in the thing, you can see my interview with Charles Cohen, and just some different things. We actually we had an apartment complex, and this is the cool people I meet. Like, there's a guy who owns all these apartment complexes. He holds a good amount of beans as they call him like a whale if you own a good amount of supply. He loves beans, and he ended up getting a billboard in Austin. It's just cool because it was the first digital currency. It was going to be the web's currency. They literally had 11 offices. The reason it failed back in 2001 was the dot-com crash, but then also it wasn't allowed to even be called a currency. It had regulation hurdles from the banks. The big banks didn't want it to survive. So the fact that the whole lore now is like, oh, this is revived on Solana. It's like, it's fun. And that's what with these, you'll even see the CMO who launched this brand. He's actually going to come on. I'm going to interview him soon. He actually helped launch the euro. The euro, when Europe was using the franc, he actually launched the euro. So like, this is the type of caliber tech people and finance people that launched this coin back in 1998. So I mean, we're in 2025. I mean, this is a long time ago, and so it's very nostalgic. You can go look up Beans origin story on YouTube. It has millions of views. Just a lot of cool stuff on it. But anyways, you can see Beans on Coinbase. This is a low cap coin that I've been advising with and kind of just helping. I'm a holder and just kind of give them advice on marketing and different things to do once the next bull market comes. So yeah, I wanted to let you guys know about it. It's a coin that I like. And yeah, the arcade. So go to beansarcade.com. They're already creating free games and things where you can integrate Beans. There's a Web3 developer and a Web2 developer already working on making this. It's a Web2 right now, but they're working on making this Web3. So just a lot of brilliant developers, artists. I mean, there's literally hundreds of art, animations. I mean, all sorts of stuff that the community has made. So it just inspires me, the level of art and animation and just the pride people take in their technology and their memes. And so even though it's just a fun, meme coin, they're creating some fun stuff, games around it, arcades around it, and some different things. So it's a really cool community. So I like Beans. That's one of them. Let me go to Coin Market Cap. Actually, I want to show you a thing called Deck Screener. Deck Screener is another tool that I really like. Let me share this screen. Deck Screener. You will see in the world of meme coins, you will see that there is quite a bit of vulgarity. Like it needs to be redeemed, and like needs to be a lot of restoration and just better founders. One of them I found that was this older guy. He was a silver and gold YouTuber that launched this coin, Unicorn Fart Dust, because I guess his dad told him anything but silver and gold is basically just unicorn fart dust. This thing blew up all the way to 400 million market cap. I was kind of rode the wave, got in at like, I don't know, I think it was like 80, 90 million, got all the way up to 400 million market cap. And then of course it's gotten down to 25 million right now. This one is one, again, NFA, not financial advice. This one is one, if he continues, this guy, Ron, go look up his story. Just go listen to some of his interviews. The guy is hilarious. He's just a great older guy that just is amazing. And anyways, he's a great heart and bringing like light and hope. And just bring a lot of love in the space. And so it's been cool to see like good people like that as well building. So yeah, that one's 25 million market cap. Like I said, the all-time high during that November or that December, January big pump, which it's still projected that we're supposed to see big another big kind of pump happen. So we'll see if it does or not. But this was it's up 10% today. Beans. This is the one that I'm in and working with Charles on. And they're building games and beams, and it's just a cool coin. It's very low cap right now, so it's only 246,000 market cap. These are coins you could buy and sell each day, so there is liquidity. So you could buy and sell it each day. It's not guaranteed to make money. You could just lose money, but does have liquidity to where you can every day there's buy and sell orders, and every day there's so don't in all these meme coins in general, I would never invest more than you can risk. I'll kind of show you the what I've seen I mean, even like right now there was it goes off news and hype, and a lot of these things have been doing daily. They call them daily runners because there's certain news or something that happens. Whereas this one, there was a thing that happened where there was 6 million article that happened that those 6 million people with mortgages that can't pay their mortgage. It's like a crisis. Like, hey, there's 6 million people right now can't pay their mortgage. They're in default or whatever, getting behind on their mortgage. And so, the meme community, they call it crypto Twitter, CT. Put CT in the comments. Crypto Twitter. The people on Twitter that are in crypto, it's like a whole movement of people on crypto on Twitter, which is there's like whatever 1-2 billion people on crypto on Twitter, and out of that, there's probably like I don't know, like millions of people who just love crypto that just they get their algorithm to where it's all crypto people. Anyways, it's a whole thing. But and it's kind of fun, but it's also some degeneracy in it. But anyways, they they just launched these coins called house coin, and everyone just on crypto Twitter sees the algorithm, sees other people doing it, sees it trending, and they'll all whatever launch it. So there's 2.8 million in buys right now, 2.8 million in sales. And we had that on Beans too. When Beans was blowing up to 30-40 million market cap, I mean, we had millions a day on Beans. And it was crazy being on like getting in on that first day and seeing that. At one time I did have over $100,000 worth of beans in USD worth of beans. I did hold it way too, kept holding it. So I'm still holding big. I mean, I did sell some on the way down, but anyways, sometimes you just don't know what the market's going to do. And it is kind of crazy. So always take profits, get your principles out on some of these. If you do get in any of these crazy coins, because you don't want to buy here and then the wave is over for this house coin on the news of, one house equals one house coin. And, because it's literally just, it's if it's viral and there's enough attention, it's enough stuff, then people will do it. If not, it's just, like it's just done. And they die very quickly. The attention span right now is literally like some of these coins will last like one day and they'll be done. Some of these coins will last 1 hour and it'll be done. So you really have to be very careful. It's not like something like XLM or XRP on any of that stuff. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, that's all that stuff. What is it? We have Marin asked about Kingdom Warriors. Yeah, there really is so many coins. So yeah, Kingdom Warriors NFTs right now. We still have the NFT project on the blockchain. I'll kind of get into Kingdom Warriors. As many of you know, we've really pivoted into we pretty much for the longest time you couldn't. So it's kind of why I'm excited that now you can actually get into crypto. So there is potential Kingdom Warriors if there's enough demand and we kind of see the right timing. There is a potential for Kingdom Warriors to become a meme coin legally. It's perfectly legal for us to become a meme coin. And we have merchandise, we have art, utility. We already have the Kingdom Warriors NFT project that was sold out, and I think we've had about 40,000 in secondary sales. There's the NFT market right now is pretty much dead. Right now, the market in the future is looking more into meme coins. I wouldn't say it's dead. It's just there's not really any volume or really much happening. I think the NFT market there's gonna have to see something, the shift happen but where the shift's happening more is more banking, finance, and meme coins and just things like this. So, I mean, there's potential right now. I mean, on our cards, we do have we are when these cards launch. We have a booth right now. I think Hunter's leading this project. We have a booth in Boston, and we're talking to the biggest gaming distributors, working on getting the first box of cards. I think some of you guys actually got the first initial cards. So our IP has turned into a lot of cool things. Like this is one of the main cool ones that's been happening. But yeah, it is going back to your NFTs. That yeah, so that could bring value to that as the as this game rolls out. But it really just depends, like I said, on the virality, the success of the game, getting these out there. But yeah, the fact that there's limited amount of the NFTs, and if these cards ever become super popular, then I think definitely the utility of the art and the collection, that as for nostalgic purposes and just like the original collector's items of the art and those tokens, which are the NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain. There's definitely stuff that can happen, but it's the NFT market really kind of became, in a way, it almost became like a fad, where kind of like collector's items. It was really popular for a year, but it's not as popular and not as much volume. Same thing, like I said, the meme coins, it's down 90% right now. But I think there is kind of a bull market that's going to happen for memes, and just because right now, if you look at what's happening with even Elon and everything on the internet, everything is just a meme. Everything is just funny and memes. So I think they're just going to see more of that, and then the communities around certain ideas and memes and niches, we're going to see more of that. And so yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what's going to happen with it. And then the other thing on the film side, so we have that project, and we have the film side. We are kind of in a holding pattern. We paid for the film in full, about $350,000, December 2022. The production company we hired was supposed to deliver it, and this film that we paid for was supposed to deliver this film the summer of 2023. So they are kind of, yeah, they haven't delivered the film, and so we're kind of in a in a situation where we're just having to kind of legally work to get our film back, and to rectify that the film was never finished by the production company that was paid to do it. So be praying about that. It's kind of been a letdown, I know, for a lot of us. We still have, I mean, yeah, we have a lot of our project we put into film. We can see kind of the trailer and John Rhys Davies and some of the stuff that the narration, but yeah, we do want to finish this film. So be praying that we can get our film back, finish the film. We have people who are ready to help us finish it. So that's kind of where it's been on the film side. And yeah, so it's I mean, I think Kingdom Warriors could come back as a meme. But right now with the card game, we're kind of pretty much backing Hunter in the card game, because the card games and having something tangible has been like the most has been the most, I don't know, I would say the most favorite. You want to go where God's kind of showing like, hey, this is where there's resources. Hunter brought in an investor that believes in the project, that's kind of helping it launch. That's why we're getting a booth, and we're buying the first batch of cards, which he already bought a mini pack of the first batch of cards that a lot of you guys already got. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, there's that's kind of what I'm seeing. I've been just advising, helping, consulting with different projects. Still just have Kingdom Warriors and a company called Kingdom Broker, where I've been consulting with good, innovative, impact-driven companies and people that are trying to change the world, seeing how we can build better things so we have Challenge of the Realm, KingdomWarriorStudios.com, where you can kind of get updates. And then the Facebook group, we've been trying to give updates through Facebook and email as well. But the biggest things is, Hunter going to Boston. I think my wife and I will be out there with him too, promoting the card games. The card games do have a QR code linked to the NFTs. So, as we get that out there, pray for the distributors and the people. Pray for our film to get released back to us, so we can see what we need to finish and release the film. I think it will happen in the right timing. But yeah, it's kind of it's tough. Oh yeah, Dungeons and Dragons, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of demonic games out there like Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, all this stuff. We have really cool intellectual property, really cool art, really cool stuff. So just yeah, all so Kingdom Warriors and people, all that you guys have sewed into, right now it's even a ministry. Um, what's his name was Hunter, is a youth pastor, so he's reaching people that are kind of entangled in a lot of, the enemy comes after our youth. A lot of the young people are entangled after, kind of witchcraft and some demonic stuff, and the enemy really is after their identity at that period, which RIP and the Kingdom Warriors identity is like all raising them up, showing them their anointing, showing them their gifts, showing them their talent, showing them to be bold and courageous, showing them they're loved. So I think it's going to be cool to see, yeah, how we can reach the youth with the card game. And yeah, it's just we just got to trust God and keep moving forward. But that's kind of what I'm seeing as the global state over these past 6 months. God's kind of put me back into crypto and really analyzing the patterns, the trends, and where everything's going in banking, finance, and to build a better future. And we don't just want the big companies that aren't really for the people to have, to have all of the access to and all the resources. So I just declare that God's giving resources to kingdom founders and visionaries and integrators and builders who are building these technologies that they're going to get patents, blueprints, dreams, and yeah, just blessing over your guys' businesses, the callings, the things that you guys are doing, that you guys will keep multiplying what you've done with your hands. Bless all the people who have sown into Kingdom Warriors, this ministry, and also just the different projects, Hunter's Project, Challenges of the Realm. And yeah, our film, we declare that our film, we will be able to get it and release it and finish it. And it's going to be, yeah, impactful for people. So that was kind of just the overview of Eric Skeldon, what I'm seeing in this realm of and everything from the crazy meme coins to utility coins, banking coins. There's RWA, which is like tokenizing everything. There's just a lot happening, but it is still very early. There's still regulations all been happening. So, Brooke, anything you wanted to say to Kingdom Warriors before we go? Thank you. Give a shout out to Brooke in the comments. All things Kingdom Warriors on the back end, and yes, and she's wearing one of our first Lion shirts ever. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's just awesome to hear about all the updates, and there's so much going on. There's so many moving parts. It is a lot to take in. It is a lot to follow. So I really believe in like what Eric was saying about the dollar cost averaging, because if you find something that you love, that you're passionate about, that you believe in, and you just buy a little bit at a time, in the long run, like he's saying, the numbers will grow, and the exponential value of it could potentially be there. We do always recommend do your own research. There's no financial advice that we can give, but you got to do what's best for your timing, your family, your season that you're in. And we just encourage you guys to take advantage of it. Don't be scared of it. Just because it's new technology or that you feel like it's moving so fast you can't keep up with it. Every time that you can learn a little bit here and there, we just encourage you to do that. There's lots of resources available. There's lots of training that even come directly from places like the crypto.com or Kraken, where you can go in and buy cryptocurrency, and then you can play with it. You can buy those NFTs and get those memes and get everything else to kind of just have fun, and just learn about it. So we definitely want to encourage you guys to take advantage of it. New technology is always going to come. It's never going to end. So anytime you can get in on the beginning of it or start to learn it before you feel like it's overrunning you or getting past you, we just want to say we're here to help you. We're here to support, and anything that we can do on our end, let us know. And shout out to Hunter with all the challengers of the realm. We're really excited about that project to see where it's going to go.
Yeah, you guys give it up for Hunter. Hunter's been just crushing it. You guys make sure you're following Challenges of the Realm. Go to the website challengesoftherealm.com and then go follow all the social medias. Their team is putting really good content. And like I said, that is actually, if you're a Kingdom Warrior holder of the NFT, that is actually promoting the art. It's promoting the project. And yeah, we're still seeing as the project grows and actually becomes a mainstream thing and gets profitable and all this stuff. Right now, it's literally just in the phase of we're having to basically back it, launch it, do everything with our own in the launch phase of the card game. So it still has to get out there, start getting places on how we get sales, how we get, whether it's stores or it's vendors and strategic partners. That's what hopefully this conference will do. and some of the relationships that are happening. They are talking to a gaming vendor on stream to kind of build the card game video game on stream. So to go to the gaming world, using stream to play the card game and make it a little more gamified and interactive digitally. So yeah, a lot of cool things that can be on the horizon for that. So yeah, support the card game and just what's happening with that. That's kind of the biggest push right now is, you know, the IP going into card game, and then of course praying about our film kind of coming back because we have the most resources into that film that we want to, of course, you know, make sure that we're stewarding it well and getting it out there, the film. So blessings everyone, and we will see you guys on the next stream we do. Bye.
Thanks.